Hey everyone, thanks for stopping by. Alright, so it's been a little while since I posted a video. A good 3 weeks or so, maybe even more. Okay, normally I try to post at least every week or two, depending on, if time allows it. Okay, so I'm coming back today with what I think is going to be a really good flight in the Denmark region. Now here is the flight I got set up here. Alright, and I'm taking off right here. I'm going to zoom out a little bit so you can see. Okay, well, with the clouds, this is live weather, live time. So it's 6:50 a.m. So this is going to be like right after or right before sunrise. So I think that's going to make for some really nice scenery. Okay, and what we're going to do is fly over the wave. Now, let me show you what this is. I saw this on my Bing wallpaper. A lot of times, my Bing wallpaper flights, like I say they are inspired by the first picture that comes up on my PC when I boot it up. But this one is the one right after I log in. It'll show you a different picture, and this is based on that. Now, let me show you this. All right, so here it is. This is the wave in Denmark. I mean, check this out. This right here is basically the image it's showing me on my desktop. And when I saw this, I did not believe this was an actual structure. I'm thinking, why did he put that on there? I thought maybe it was some kind of AI thing, but I've never known Bing to put AI images on their wallpapers. It's usually real stuff, or maybe sometimes they might be a little enhanced or not, but this is exactly what I saw. And I said, what is that? And as you can see right here, it looks like it's maybe some kind of it says housing come together, so it must be some kind of residential units, like condos or whatever. But nevertheless, it's impressive. Okay, so and they have some videos and stuff online about it, and there's the pictures and there's some information about it. So if you want to check it out, you can just search it right here, the Wave Building, and I forget how to pronounce this, but there you go. All right. So here is the area, and this is how we're gonna be flying. Okay, we're gonna take off around here. It was, and I'm gonna be kind of like coming out along the coast. I set an extra waypoint, and it's gonna go around here, and which I'll talk about that, and we'll check it out. All right. So I was surprised to see this was a point of interest in Flight Simulator. I was so happy when I saw it because I'm like, okay, now I'm going to compare this to what I'm seeing. And, I think, I'm thinking we're going to see something pretty impressive, but we'll see, At least we know it's not just going to be like distorted satellite images because it's a point of interest. So there's going to be an actual 3D model there in that location. All right, so without further ado, let's go ahead and get to the airfield, and we're going to get this Maule MX-7-180 stole ready to take off. It should only be, it says 7 minutes, 16 nautical mile flight from where I'm at now. So really short flight, and hopefully we'll have some nice scenery. All right, so check this out. I'm already happy with what I see here. Look at the visuals here at the sunrise out in this area with the clouds and the way the sky is and the colors. Man, this is nice. This is going to be a good flight. I can tell you it will be. All right. So let's go ahead and get on board this aircraft. Now I got to make sure I remember what I got to do here. Right here. Pretty easy. I haven't flown it in a while, so shocks, cones, tie down covers. All right, so here we go. Everything is removed. I'm trying to remember if I've flown this aircraft in Flight Sim 2024. I think I did. I'm pretty sure I did. All right, pretty sure. Okay, so you just press that to get it back on and off. All right, so let me go ahead and get my props in. Mixture full rich, and let me see if this aircraft had a fuel valve or not. I think it does. Oh yeah, right here. I'm glad I remembered that. All right. right? Because this here, you can't always see this. They can go left or right, or I can probably see some positions right here. Let me see. Let's see. Let's try to make this a little bit easier. Okay, if it has one. If not, it's no big deal. Yeah, right here. Okay, so we can put this on both. There we go. All right, so now that is done, fuel valve's on. Let's get our switches on. It's not a hard aircraft to fly. It's usually pretty easy and quick to get in the air. Okay, fuel pumps on. Strobe lights. Put a little bit of volume up so we can hear it. All right, strobe lights, nav lights. All right, pitot heat. We'll turn that on. Okay, and let's see what else. Transponder. Put that on. All right, now my avionics. Transfer fuel pump. Avionics right here. There we go. Okay, set the altimeter. And I think that is just about it. All right, I'm ready to start this aircraft. Man, look at this scene. How is this? Isn't this awesome? Just that right there. I mean, I like what I see. And this is even better. Look at this. This could be my thumbnail. I mean, that looks really good. And if you're watching this video, you will know which picture I decided to use for my thumbnail. All right, so I'm ready to start. All right, let's get this aircraft cranked up. Hold on, let's see. Gotta hold it down a little bit, that key, to get it to crank up. Alright, so now what I'm gonna do is turn off my fuel pump. Got a good start. And this is a grass field. You can see the end right here. And it just kind of goes right on down, so it's a bit of a short field, but I mean, I got the right plane for this. All right, so let's go ahead and take our parking brake off, and we're gonna get over here. Let's see if I can get something on the GPS here. All right, there we go. That'll have to work right here. Okay, let's get some range in on this so I can get a better view of the flight. All right, that'll work just fine. I don't think I'm going to use. I don't even know if this plane does have autopilot, but if it does, I doubt I'm going to even use it anyway. I mean, not for a short flight like this. We're here to fly. Okay, so let's go ahead and get to taxiing. These big wheels are not going to have no trouble going through this grass, regardless of how thick it is. And I'm going to go down to the end here. Turn around, and we're going to take off into the sunrise. And as we fly in towards that wave building, the sun will start rising a little more, and I think we're going to have some nice visuals. And check this out already. Look at this over here. Look at this church off in the distance. Look at this. With the sunrise hitting that side of the steeple. Really, really looks cool. I'm going to have to be careful while I'm taking off because I don't want the plane to nose forward. Get lined up here. All right. Now let's I think I'm going to drop a notch of flaps in. I'm trying to remember where the flaps is on this aircraft. So here, yeah, flaps. All right. I'm just going to put 25%. I probably could just go up a little higher on the pitch, but we're going to leave the pitch like that. We're going to go up one notch of flaps, just to help with some lift. Man, we're going to be taking off right into the sunrise, and I think this is really awesome. Okay. Let's go on just a little bit more. All right. So I'm going to just be doing a turn once I get in the air. Planes like this are always easier on takeoff with the flight stick. Because you can kind of keep your rudder better, you know, so that's what you want. And I can probably get those flaps back up. I think that's enough. Alright, so we're going to be doing a turn right over the coast here. Coming up. Let's try to get... Oh wait, no, not that one. I'm going to get the other one. I'm trying to remember still how I have my flight stick set up. We're going to put a little bit on that trim right there. Alright. We're going to keep flying, and even though we're going to be turning around, we're going to keep flying a little bit into the sunrise. I'm only going to try to get to about 1,000 feet here. And we can trim it back down level. And look at that sunrise over the water. This is priceless. I mean, I know I said before I want to use something else for a thumbnail, but look at this. This would be a great thumbnail. I mean, look at this. We'll see how it goes. Alright, now let's go ahead. We're going to do this turn back over to the west. Alright. This is such a great plane for sightseeing. Not to mention the ability to take off and land almost anywhere. Alright, we are at about 1,500 feet, so I think we're gonna go up, maybe climb to about maybe 2,000. Alright, this is looking good. Right about here. Work our way towards the first waypoint. And remember, this is a fairly short, a very short flight. Not fairly, very short flight. Okay. A lot of farmland out here. All this farmland. And I think I'm going to go ahead and land back at the same airfield, but I might decide to go to another one around there. But I thought this was pretty much the closest one that I could get to. This was one of the closest ones to this wave building. So we're doing about 130 knots, 135 knots or so. Perfect. Wait, I must have got somehow my transponder got off. I don't know. That's okay. A lot of times I use my gamepad, Xbox controller, you know, to do the videos and stuff, or sometimes the mouse, as I'm using right now. But you really kind of need the flight stick to really be able to fly the aircraft properly, especially aircraft like this. Wind turbines right below me. Check those out. And you can see by the satellite images, there really are wind turbines there. Look at this. Alright, so it looks like it's going to be right up here somewhere, or right over here. We'll see as we get closer. You can probably see better if I pull this up. The EFB. Yeah, we're heading right towards it, okay? Climb a little bit higher. And looks like there is a church up here. Areas like this are pretty different than what I usually fly around. Mostly you'll see, if you watch my channel at all, you'll notice that a lot of my flights are in tropical areas, the Caribbean, the Pacific Islands, things like that. So this is a nice change of pace. Every now and then to come into a totally different area. Alright, we had 1,500 feet now. And bring this in just a little bit. There we go. Maybe this here is a boat or a ship or something on here. And you know what? I think I can already see the wave going. Look at this. If that's it, that's just really awesome. And I think it is. I mean, this is a great sight right here. And you know what? Right now, I'm hands off. I'm totally hands off. If the weather is decent, this aircraft, it usually flies pretty good. It'll hold its course without too much input. So, we don't know what that is. I'm going to find out. It's a ship, I think. Oh, there's a few of them. Coming up over here on the left. There's a couple vessels right there, and that actually looks like a pretty decent sized ship. Look kind of small from up here, but that's a good size. That's got sails on it. Sure does. Check that out. Another ship below right up here. Really, with this aircraft, you know, I can land in a lot of places around here, in these open fields like that. Another vessel below, not too big. I do have live traffic on, so a lot of these could be live positions of ships and things like that. And man, I can see that right from here. Look at this. It would have been interesting to see it at night too, to see how it was lit up. Maybe it would look a little more like that picture I showed you there. Got a bridge coming up here on the left. I'm going to stay high enough to where we can get a good overview look of it, okay? As it comes into view. And you saw the pictures showed you before this flight, so you can compare that to what we're going to see here shortly in this. Look at this, there's a beach or something out here. See over here on the left right there, the beach, bridge. And check it out. This is really, really cool. And I figured it would be. We're going to do a little flyover here. A seaplane might not have been a bad idea to take out here, and it looks just like what we saw in that picture. It does. We're going to fly right over this. Do a flyover. And there it is. Check that out. Look at that. It looks just like it. Really well modeled. And look at all of the ships and vessels in that harbor right there. Quite a bit. A big one there on the right. So it's probably a pretty busy area for shipping. Try to keep a positive rate of climb. As you see, we not even 1,000 feet right now. But I wanted to do a low flyover of that structure. And so far, in my opinion, I hope you all agree, this flight has not disappointed me. This has been really cool. Let's take another look. There you have it. The wave building structure in Denmark. Now let's work our way back to the airport and see if I can get a decent landing here. Let's take a look at the EFB. And we're going to go more of a direct to, because we flew over the coastline right here on in, so we're going to do a direct to here. And we're going to get our landing lights on. We're not really far at all. So let's put our landing lights on. All right. We are at 1,500 feet. And I do know with this aircraft, you're going to have to get that your RPMs back, or it will not be able to stop quickly. So this is the road I need to follow right here. Right there. I think that's what I'm looking for. Oh no, it's the other one, because you can see the runway right there. I'm going to put in 2 notches of flaps. Alright, we got a good enough visual, good enough now. Alright, let's get it. Slow it down a little bit. It's a lot different than the business jets I fly, isn't it? It's just critical to get this plane slowed down enough. I think this is pretty good. And you can't put the brakes on, that's the thing. Because you'll nose forward. So even though it's a STOL plane, I mean, I need some distance to land with them sometimes. Alright, I'll take a decent landing, I guess, for what it was. I can almost promise you I would not have been able to do that with a gamepad. I'd rather land an airliner any day, alright? As long as you got things programmed right and you got your approach set right, you're good to go. But with these planes like this, you're going to be on that stick the whole time. And never stop too hard. But I love them, they're fun. Alright, so let's get on in. And we'll shut the aircraft down and do a conclusion of this flight. Hear the birds around. Pulling on in. I'm going to park right about where I parked at before taking off, right at that same spot, close to it. That is still my tire marks. Check that out. Right about here. This will work. Pull the parking brake and shut the plane off. And we'll get them chocks down. Tire downs, cones. We're landed and parked. And this will conclude the flight. And I liked what I saw. I thought that was really, really cool. And yeah, let me know below. Comment below. Let me know. Did you even know this building existed? Something like this? And also, I want to mention too, I forget the name of it. That big luxury hotel with 3 towers, and that's in Singapore. When I first saw that, I never really knew much about it. I questioned. I was like, is that like a graphical glitch or something in Flight Sim 2020? I thought it was. The first time I saw it was in Flight Sim 2020. But as you know, if you know anything about Singapore, you will know that if you search Singapore, you will see that building. That is one thing that they use to show Singapore and pictures of it. Should do a video on that one day. I've done a short video, Flight Sim 2020, a long time ago, and it was I was flying a DC-3 over, and it was great visuals. All right, so I hope you all enjoy the flights. Thanks for watching, and hopefully I can come back sooner than later with another video. We'll see how the time goes. And sometimes I don't always record the videos. I've still been flying. I'm still flying almost daily, but I may not always record them. It just depends. So that's all for now. So until next time, bye for now.